Looks like we're going on YouTube. The format of this meeting consists of Planning Commission members, applicants, the public, and city staff attending a live online Zoom meeting, and the public viewing on the city's YouTube channel. Those attending the Zoom meeting, please only speak when the chair indicates it's time for you to do so. In addition, as usual, please, prior to addressing the commission, please state your name, address, and affirm that you'll tell the truth. Public viewers on YouTube have the ability to type in comments with a Google account. If you enter in a comment on YouTube, please first indicate your name and address. Comments can be entered at any time, but were related to the commission prior to a vote on an application. Please also note multiple comments can be entered, but each comment is limited to 200 characters. If you're having any difficulties commenting, please email me at a.dutton@whistleroh.com. Finally, please also be aware that there's an approximate 15-second delay between the Zoom meeting and the live stream on YouTube. That's all I have for now, and I'll turn over to Mr. Armbruster to begin the meeting.
Thank you, Andrew. Good evening, everyone. This is the regularly scheduled June 2021 meeting of the City of Worcester Planning Commission. This is a volunteer commission of Worcester citizens established to hear planning matters as specified in the City of Worcester's Planning and Zoning Code. My name is Chuck Armbruster, and I'm the chair of the Planning Commission. Because these hearings are a matter of legal record, this meeting is recorded. We ask that if and when you speak loudly and clearly. We also ask that prior to speaking, each speaker gives their name and address and affirms to tell the truth. The applications to be considered tonight are applications PC 2118 and PC 2119. Following tonight's meeting, the applicant in each case will receive notification of the Commission's decision regarding their application. Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. Looks like we have a very manageable agenda this evening. We'll start with a roll call, so please confirm your presence when I announce your name. Kyle Adams.
I'm here.
Cherie Bronson.
Here.
Grant Mason.
Here.
Mike Steiner.
Present.
Mark Weaver.
Here.
And of course, myself. The next item of business is the approval of the May 6th, 2021 meeting minutes rather. Are there any errors or omissions in the minutes as presented? If not, may I have a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve the May 6th minutes.
Okay, thank you, Kyle. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, that's Grant. Any discussion, please? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. The first application this evening, again, is PC 2118. Matthew Long, requesting final development plan approval for the mixed-use building of a property located at the south side of East Liberty Street with parcel number 64-01544.001 in a C4 Central Business Zoning District. Matt, if you'd like to talk about the application, please.
Great. Good evening, members of the board. My name is Matthew Long. My business address is 225 North Market Street, and I'm from To Tell the Truth. Thank you for your consideration tonight of what I believe is a very exciting project on East Liberty Street. Before I get kicked into the application, I do want to note that I'm joined on the call tonight by my development partner, Chad Borman, as well as our now announced commercial tenant, Mike Mariola. And I don't want to steal any Mike's thunder. He's going to provide a little bit more information to you shortly about his project that's part of the building. As you see up on the screen, we're planning a infill project on the vacant lot adjacent to Muddy's. This is a two-story mixed-use building, about 16,000 square feet. The first floor is all commercial, one restaurant tenant with a 3,000 square foot outdoor patio. The upstairs features 8 apartments, which are a mix of 1 and 2 bedroom. As part of the design considerations for this project, we really tried to be true to what has been a series of other very successful developments in the East Liberty Street neighborhood, playing off of the fact that this is a little bit separate from downtown and embrace the industrial history of this neighborhood, really by the use of brick and metal. We really think that the design of this building did something special by also playing off of the white Art Deco 1930s gas station that's adjacent to this. But probably more relevant for this board relates to the site plan. As I mentioned, any infill project presents its challenges, and we've tried to balance those out and design a project that complies with as much of the code as we were able. Obviously, the starting point was working on the size of the building, which was largely dependent on Mike's restaurant needs. And from there, placing the building in a location on the site that allowed it to be the average of the two distances between the Muddy's property and the adjacent Art Deco gas station, which are both set back from the right-of-way a fair distance. And then from there, we had a few other strategic priorities. We tried to maximize the amount of on-site parking. And we tried to design in features to allow safe pedestrian access from the various public parking lots to the north and to the south and along the right-of-way to be able to get safely to from the parking lots to this site. Obviously, with the mention that we fit all that in there, we had to make certain compromises, which will be the subject of variances at the Board of Zoning Appeals, primarily related to the rear setback, substitution of certain landscaping features in favor of planters and alternative arrangements, and the setback, again, trying to match the two adjacent structures. Put it on a blender. I think we came out in a really nice place. Kudos to AODK for the architect for designing what is, I think, a phenomenal building. Architecturally stunning. I think this is going to be a signature piece of Worcester for a long time past all of us that are on this call. So with that in mind, actually one other thing worth noting is parking is always a conversation when we're talking about site planning. This is within the exempt parking district, so there's no strict parking requirement. But as I mentioned, we've tried to supply the maximum number of available on-site parking spots. This project's also facilitated by the substantial City of Worcester parking lot that was built immediately behind this building within the last 12 to 18 months. So that city parking lot's online, and arrangements are being made, I know, at the city level to take a serious look at what other parking expansion should be happening in the East Liberty Street corridor between now and the time that this project would come online. We certainly are sensitive to that topic and look forward to working with the city on assuring that that's achieved as part of this project. And with that, I'll turn it over briefly to Mike to give you a little bit more color on what's going to be going on from a commercial basis on this property.
Thank you, Matt. Mike Mariola, 570 North Market Street, and I do affirm to tell the truth. This is a really exciting project. I think seeing some of the momentum taking place on East Liberty has been gratifying for all of us who've been involved and invested in the downtown. And obviously we have a lot of choices on where we could add restaurant space in the Worcester community, but we want to be downtown, and Matt and Chad have been committed to this East Liberty development. And I think it's a great partnership with Matt and Chad. We have very capable developers, and I think that we bring to the table a proven restaurant operator. And there's a need in our community for a casual Italian restaurant. So we're just excited to fill that need. The restaurant will be anchored by this patio and kind of indoor-outdoor space that's shown on the front of the building here, with a large bar area that we want to have inside. And we'll have a private dining space. I think it'll be a great space that's functional and encourages our guests to hang out and enjoy a meal. And we also have we're building the capability to do a substantial amount of business for to-go and delivery, which we know will continue to be in high demand. The last thing I would mention is that we spend a lot of time with our team at the different restaurants talking about kind of why we do what we do. And one of the things that we talk about is our purpose as a business And that purpose statement has always been around enriching our community by providing connection, happiness, and opportunity. And I think this project really checks all the boxes, and from a planning standpoint, is very much in line with the strategic plan for City of Worcester. So I think it'll be really well received by our community, and I'm just excited to keep working on it with Matt and Chad, and available for any questions you guys might have.
Thank you, gentlemen. Commission members, any questions, please, about the project? Well, I have a few, so let me start here. So the restaurant just to the west, Muddy's, is again very similar in concept and the front and so forth. Is there any association between this project and Muddy's at this point?
They share me. I'm currently the landlord for Muddy's. Okay,
all right, thank you. And then also let's talk about the elevation. So this lot, I mean, again, I'm supportive of the project. Looks like it's well thought out, but the lot is not flat. The sidewalk is not flat. So I'm assuming, looking at the plans, you're going from that abandoned alleyway between Muddy's and this proposed lot. And then the building will be going up in elevation slightly from that alley, but I'm assuming that tapers off. So essentially the lot will end up being level going forward. And therefore the reason for the ramp seemingly between the abandoned alley and the property itself. Am I reading that correct?
Yeah, so our anchor point for elevation is the northeast corner along Liberty Street. So where the main restaurant entrance is. And then you're absolutely right. We go down gradient a couple feet, foot or so by the time you head west and reach that abandoned alley at Muddy's. So yes, those steps have been added, and there will be a fencing around there to separate the patio from an elevation standpoint.
All right, great, thank you. The last question I have is about variances, and I'm taking that you've not yet gone to the board building and zoning appeals board yet, correct?
We will hopefully be with them in an hour or 45 minutes. So
okay.
They're scheduled next up.
Okay, so certainly can't speak on their behalf, but even though you're asking for a setback, it appears to be slightly less than what Muddy's is. So hopefully that does not cause a problem. So that's all I have. Again, commission members, any other questions that you may have, please?
I have a question for Andrew concerning process. In the report you sent to us, Andrew, at the bottom of the first page, it says that the building and site will be reviewed by the city's design and review board, and that the board would provide us with a recommendation regarding the final development plan. So do we have some recommendation from them?
Yes, the board met at 5:30 this evening and they recommended approval of the application.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions or comments, please? Okay, Andrew, anything else to add from your office?
No, I don't have anything else.
Okay, do I hear a motion, please?
I will move approval of PC 2118, a request for a final development plan approval for a mixed-use building at a property located at the south side of East Liberty Street with parcel number 64-01544.001 in a C4 Central Business Zoning District, with the conditions that the project shall comply with the planning and zoning code requirements for maximum building setback, minimum street trees, site landscaping, and parking setbacks, or a variance shall be approved from the Board of Building and Zoning Appeals.
Chuck, I'll second that motion. I'd like to make a comment as well. I was muted and didn't realize I was earlier, but my grandfather was Scott Geisinger. All right. And if you look on the Muddy's building, there's a nameplate on the top of the Muddy's building, but this property was in our family for any number of years. And we're really excited, okay, to see this new development at that location.
Okay, thank you, Mark and Mike. Any further discussion, please? If not, we'll call for the vote. Kyle,
Yes.
Cherie,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
and I agree as well. So passes 6-all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all.
The second and the last application this evening is PC 2119. Alexandra Rios requesting final development plan approval for the building addition of 4122 Burbank Road in the C3 General Commercial Zoning District. Is there an applicant representative present to outline the application, please?
Yes, we're present. Alexandra Ruiz is present with me with K&A Architecture. My name is Donald Kiley, at 135 West Dorothy Lane, in Kettering, Ohio, 45429. I do swear to tell the truth. What we have here is an existing end cap restaurant and an existing shopping center. The restaurant is due for a franchise required remodel and upgrade of furniture and finishes. And it's under new ownership from the previous owner of of Buffalo Wild Wings in that location. I think the big thing here is after the last year we went through, they've realized the need and necessity for some additional dining space just to create some more, separation between the dining tables. And so what we proposed, as you see on the plan, is what we call an enclosed patio. This is a simple metal roof and concrete block to match the existing structure, and with overhead garage doors that are glass that can open in a warmer climate. There is no air conditioning in this space, so it's kind of more of a 3 seasons kind of room. It can be used pretty much year round, but it could get a little hot in the summer if even with the windows and doors open. But we found with Buffalo Wild Wings that this kind of a space is highly utilized and it allows for an additional seating option for their guests. If you wanted to scroll down to the floor plan, you can see the tables that we're just adding some additional seating out there. It could become additional seating. It could be even used as a private meeting room if guests so wish to reserve it. They could close it off and have a private meeting out there and put tables together. There's an existing patio to the rear of the structure that we would maintain and keep that as it is. I don't know if we need to address the coolers out back or not. Is that something that needs to be addressed?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So, I mean, as we're proposing, we're not affecting the parking lot. We're going right up about 2 feet away from the existing curb. This is just a green space right now. And providing this enclosed, or we call an enclosed patio, that would again match the finishes of the existing shopping center. If there's any questions or comments, I'd be happy to answer those.
Okay, thank you, Donald. Commission members, any questions, please?
And I'll just note the reason this is before the commission is the lot itself is adjacent to residential, even though it's quite some distance to the west. So this would typically be an administrative approval, but the adjacent residential neighborhood is why it's for the commission.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, commission members? If not, may I have a motion, please?
Chuck, I'll make a motion that we approve PC 2119 for the addition of this piece of real estate as presented.
Okay, thank you.
I'll second that.
That was Grant.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion, please? Hearing none. Kyle,
Yes.
Cherie,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Mark.
Yes.
I'm sorry, did I cut you off, Mike?
No, you're good.
Okay, all right. And I agree. So again, passes unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's all we have on the agenda. Andrew, anything else for the good of the order for tonight?
I'll just note that this is the last Zoom meeting we're going to be having for the commission. We're going to be required to go back into council chambers for the next meeting on July 1st. We'll spread you out a little bit, but the following meetings will be in person.
Okay, sounds great.
Do we have to?
I want to just say I thank you because I'm in Dayton, Ohio, and this was very easy.
And
It saved me a hotel room.
actually, we do have to, it's typically not allowed in the state of Ohio due to the pandemic. A temporary law was passed and that's set to expire at the end of this month.
Oh,
So we don't have.
Andrew, do you know if there's any discussion to change that going forward, or if you think it's going to go back to what it was?
Yeah, it appears it's going to expire and it won't be extended. I don't think there's an appetite for that in the legislature.
Okay, very good. Well, with that, again, that's all the business we have before us. So if I have a motion to adjourn, please.
I move we adjourn.
Okay, and there's a second,
Second.
and that was Kyle. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Hey, I think we're done. Thanks very much. Appreciate your service, and we'll see you July 1. Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Good night.